All right, everybody. I'm here with Cody, also known as Seven Club on TikTok, and we're going to go through um, some of the categories that I use to pull up proofs and pictures and videos when I'm doing interviews. I figured we would do a topic specific. We just go through the whole folder per episode. So this is episode one, and it's going to be about the special day, July 8th. Tell everyone about it, Cody. Why is July
Yeah.
the special date?
So today's a special day because 99% of the population is right now in sunlight as we speak. In sunlight, 99% of the whole population.
And people have to be careful because flat earthers also make that mistake. They say 99% of the world. That's not true. Do you know what the percentage is? It's like 73% or 71% of the earth. Now, if you think about it, the earth is a ball, right? Sorry, speaking globy world here. Okay. And I'm gonna bring my light over here. All right. So I got my light and it's lighting up half the ball. If I spin the ball this way, half the ball's lit. If I tilt the ball, half the ball's lit. No matter how I twist, or tilt the ball, exactly half is lit. Right. And the reason it's 99%, we'll show you in a minute. It's just where most of the people live. The part that's in the dark, there's very few people there. So 99%, but doesn't matter. 70 plus percent of the ball, if it's a ball, is lit.
And
So,
that's impossible with one source of light.
right.
There
Well,
would have to be two sources to make a sphere 70% lit.
hey, now I'm also noticing that only I am showing up here. You're not showing up on your live.
Oh yeah, I have it on speaker view. But every time I speak, I don't know, it's not picking me up and switching when I speak. I wondered if we should just go like that, maybe.
That works. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That looks fine. Um, Although my graphics will be small, but that's all right. Whatever.
And then they can full screen it. They can turn their phone, full screen it, and it'll
Oh,
be bigger
really?
for them.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that works on TikTok. So I learn new things every day.
Yep.
Um, Here's just an interesting picture: sun on a flat horizon, far, far away. The sun goes down, 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 and then it stops. When you view it from on a clear day from high altitude, it literally just stops, and it does some weird stuff there. But that's not what we're talking about exactly here. Um, Here is this is a shot from a boat, and he's looking into the dark, and he turns the camera 180, and it's daylight. This happens here where I am in around September. So maybe it also happens in March, around the equinox, um, where I could be looking one way and it's daylight, and then you turn around the other way, it's dark. So day and night side by side, it is a thing. What do you think about that?
I think that's wild. That's pretty neat to see the Terminator line as they call it on the globe, but it people always think about flat earth. They're like, how could the sun work? How could it? But being right there, seeing that, hey, I mean, from right over there, for as far as you can see, someone is in complete darkness and
Right.
cannot see the light that you're turning and seeing.
Right. Yeah.
So it works
Well,
perfectly.
yeah, it's amazing. And also, daylight and sunlight are two different things. I think that the sun is sending electricity out, exciting the gases in the air. The high altitude is mostly nitrogen. Nitrogen fluoresces blue,
Mm,
right?
yeah, yeah.
In reality, that's how it is. And like if you look behind you in Globy World, you have these blue nebulas. They're amazing. So let's get into the 70% of the Earth. So this is a graphic from the Weather Channel. You can't light a ball up like this.
Mm.
The line should be halfway. It shouldn't light up more. That's game over right there. We're not a globe. The question
So
is, good.
what's the globe's narrative on this? Because, they have to come up with something. They always come up with something. So
Yeah,
what's their narrative as to why the sun touches this much of the globe?
they of course they use magical refraction. well,
Yeah.
why doesn't it do that every day? Why doesn't it
Right.
magically refract every single day of the year and it just on this day? And then the other thing is they obfuscate it by going, no, not it's not 99% of the world. It's not 99% of the world. It's 70+% of the ball. But our friend Anthony Bear, he made this great video here. So this is the graphic. We got California just in twilight. Sun is just rising, and we got all of South America lit up. It's noon right here in Africa. Okay. And over here it's dusk. The only thing in total darkness is Australia and these islands. So let's look at that on a flat Earth. So we're going to put our sun right there over Africa, and I'm going to lift it up, and we're going to take a look at the color of the light. I mean, the shape of the pattern. Now, this is without any dome refraction. Let's look at
Hmm.
this. We got South America all lit up. California, it's even a little past California. Um, and only Australia and these islands are in the dark.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good match right there. Pretty good match.
Yeah.
That's without using a dome. Now let's look at it on a globe. So here we have a globe set up at its 66.6 degree tilt. We have a sun on the other side of the garage. Now here that pink is Australia. We're going to put Australia right in the dark, just like it is, and then we're going to run around to the other side, and we're going to take a look. And Houston, we have a problem. All of South America is in the dark, right? All of America is in the dark. So let's spin it out. We'll put California right on that sunrise mark. So we'll bring California right to the edge. We got twilight there. We got South America all lit up. And we go over
Mm.
here, all of Russia and all of this is in. I'm going to show you all of this, all of that area should be in the light. It doesn't
Mm.
work on a ball.
Does not work.
But give me a Globey response. You could be Cody the Glober.
Refraction. No, that's all they say. Refraction. Hey, you know what? I would actually be not surprised if somehow gravity had something to do with the light bending around. It could
Only
be
on July 8th. The
gravitational
gravity is
lensing.
extra strong. The gravity is extra strong. Here's somebody playing with a dome. We put a glass dome over our little map here, and then bringing a light around. It gives you these interesting patterns. Hold on, this I think it goes over. Jump forward a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, as we move. Interesting. It's not the
Wow.
greatest one. Yeah, but you see this light over here that
Yeah.
comes around. It's like some people say
It
that the moon is a reflection of the sun. I don't know
yeah.
that though.
It does make me think of those. Have you seen those videos where the people are they're looking over at one side of the sky and they're like, "Look, there's a sunset over here." They're like, "Problem is," and they turn
Uh,
180 degrees and the actual sun is right over there.
yeah,
So there's sunlight on one side and the actual sun on the other, but it looks like there's a sun on each side of the sky.
right. And think about this: if um, if we had the Earth and the sun was going down, right? Well, because we're spinning, so the sun appears to go down. There's going to be a shadow that if you're looking at the sunset, and let's say you got some spotted clouds up there, there's going to be a shadow that sweeps up from behind you and rushes
Ooh,
across the sky at 1,000 miles an hour.
wow.
Because as the
Yeah.
sun goes down, that shadow is going to go, it's going to rip backwards.
Hmm.
Never seen that. No one,
Yeah,
no one's ever seen that.
I haven't actually thought of that, but you're right.
Yeah.
It would look a lot different.
And watch this. So here we have, well, building mountain chapstick, whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to spin it over backwards. And there's this shadow that's this sharp shadow of the Earth that's going up the mountain, up the building, right? That's what you should see, this sharp shadow climbing mountains from the bottom up. But when we compare it to a real sunset, we just get a fading, right? Shadows do get longer and longer and longer, but shadows never go higher than the actual object. Because a building, a house on the top of a mountain, the shadow should, something the shadow should go higher than the house. The sun should shine on the ceiling, right? Never happens. Yeah. Never happens. Let me where do I have that in sunsets? I gotta just change sections here for a second. Let me show you what that looks like. Not it. Talk while I look.
Yeah, this just fades out. But you said sunsets. That actually makes me think of Angels of Light and his testing of the sun as it's setting and the angular size change. And I watched a really cool clip of him gauging a horizontal and vertical size change of the sun as it was setting. I thought was really awesome. Big flat smack there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Angels of Light.
Angels of Light on TikTok. You could find him in the featured content creator section of the app. I love being on his lives. You ever want to find me on a live? Usually morning time, East Coast. I usually jump on his live when he's streaming in the middle of the night.
And Stamistan, this is raw live feed. This is as we speak right now. So over there on TikTok, make sure you guys are tapping the screen and sharing it out.
Want to read some of the chat while I'm trying to find the stupid thing that I'm looking for.
All right, we got Staminan Stan. I can't say that word, but he says IDGAF. David Weiss is a real genuine dude.
I don't give a F.
Yeah, he said, I don't give an F. David Weiss is a real genuine dude.
I appreciate that. I think I appreciate that.
And everyone, please share the live from Miss Bennington. Thank you, Miss Bennington. We will never get an oil rig angling away from us, no matter how high or far you go, 907 Warrior says. We got free speech saying, yes, angels. Love seeing Dave on TikTok from Miguel.
Oh, appreciate that.
Been following Dave since 2019.
Whoa.
From Stamistan. Let's see what else we got. You guys were reading chat, so if you got a comment, kick it in.
Yeah, we're well, for those of you watching this on my channel, this is long over because I'm not live.
On your channel, yeah.
I'll put this up tonight.
Sunstorm says David Weiss is responsible for my flat Earth awakening.
Oh,
awesome,
nice.
And those of you who are new to this, make sure you go check out flatearthdave.com and get the app on your phone. If you guys need a resource for endless flat Earth clues, endless flat Earth proofs, get on there and it's the Flat Earth Clock app. You can find it on both Apple and Android. Download that on your phone and you will never run out of resources and information on the flat Earth.
You could find people near you on the Friend Finder. There's a dating app on it. There's a meetup maker. Angel used the meetup maker. Had a nice meetup in Australia. Make sure if you do have the app that go to the meetup maker and tell it to notify you whenever there's a meetup within whatever radius that you select. 100 miles, 500 miles, whatever you want, however far you're willing to go. And that way you'll get an email or a message, whoever you like, telling you that there's a meetup, and so you don't miss it.
We've got Bee Stang asking, why does the horizon over water appear crisp and definitive instead of fuzzy? He asks.
Ask that question again.
He asks, why does the horizon over water appear crisp and defined instead of fuzzy? I think he thinks that if the Earth were flat, is what he's thinking, then it would it would fade into obscurity
I've never
instead of
seen
be so sharp.
a crisp horizon. Um, Hold that question because you know what, I'm giving up on what I was looking for, but well, let's finish the stuff on day and night, and then let's look at we'll go right into the horizon. Hang in there. I'm going to show you how you're mistaken and what you're actually seeing. So back to day and night. Here we go. I showed you Anthony Bear, the dome, chapstick. All right, there we go. Dome versus AE. All right. Yeah. Have you seen this, Cody? We got
No.
this is day and night, time and date, showing you the different times of
Mm.
year and how it would look if the earth was flat. And this is just a dome where I'm moving the external light source where it's a circle. And then watch this. It wraps all the way around.
Yeah,
It's interesting how they match.
it is interesting.
Pretty close. This was done by Rob Skiba a long time ago, just showing animation of throughout the year. So we're in June. Does this go faster? So look at in June, the sun is in its innermost spot. And if we jump forward, whoops, did I, oh, it's actually going back to the same thing. Um, I'll show you that. Let's just go. Oh, this is the one by Rob. Sorry about that. Oh no, maybe they're not. So this is another one that shows the actual full year. This is actually a great video. Just showing the where the sun is. So the sun is out here, and here's the moon, and it's going to go into the daylight. I'll just fast forward. There we go. So now we have the day moon. You know, the moon shows up at night, and sometimes it shows up during the day, right?
Hmm.
How
Yeah.
come the sun never shows up at night?
Right. Wow. True.
Um,
Yeah.
this is a long video. It just goes throughout the whole year. All the dates are changing right up here. And then you can see how we're out near the Tropic of Capricorn now. The sun is wrapping around, giving us those 24 hours of daylight in the outer south. You've seen this. We got a lighter inside of a bowl, and it creates this pattern
Oh, yeah.
that,
Yeah.
that
Wow.
kind of looks like when we see sundogs.
Yeah. Glass bowls do the same thing.
Yeah, well, just a reflective bowl. So, um, maybe more people filming that. There's it's a great visual, and it matches reality. This is what I did. So I got a glass dome. It's on a white rug, and I'm just bringing a light across. I'm bringing a pen light across, and we watched it rise, and it goes over. And as I talked about before, it goes down, 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 down. It never goes below. It just stops and it fades out. Then I have
Mm.
to bring the light back, and it'll appear on the horizon. It'll rise over, and at noon, that's the true position of the sun. And then it's going away, and it just goes down, 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 and it stops and it fades out. Think about that.
Wow. Don't you have a video of you filming the sun do that?
I do. I'll show you that. I'll go to that next. This is just what we call the coffee cup caustic. Joe Hanvey's got a great video about how the blood moon is caused by the coffee cup caustic. If you go to on the app on the frequently asked questions page, go to the eclipses section, and there's a great video that he shows how the blood moon eclipse is caused by this effect. It's really good. And all right, so we're going to go to the sun fade out. Sun fade out.
While you're looking for that, Ronnie says, gotta run, but wanted to say thank you both so much for your content. God bless y'all.
Oh, appreciate that.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Sunset. So on the app, though, on the more resources page, there's a complete sun fade out section that has tons of them. I just filmed one the other day. Came out awesome. So where is it? This is just oops, got too many things going on at once here. Rid of that. Here is the sun just going away, clearly going away. This cameraman, me, is not falling over backwards. The sun is just going away. And you'll watch these mountains will just appear right when it gets there. So boom, you see those mountains? Now, are those
Wow.
mountains or are those is that the atmospheric deck? Could be either, it could be both. But the sun is just going beyond it. Now, but this is my drone up in the sky where we are. The sun set 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Um. This is we've all seen the coin on the table, and now some flat earthers will zoom in and you can see the coin again. But what you're doing is you're increasing the size of the camera lens of the what's it the opening? What's it called? Cody. The aperture, increasing the
Yeah.
aperture, and it's looking over the desk. But we're below the desk. I'll admit that. Globers, I'm on your side. The camera is below the desk, but this horizon is not at eye level. This horizon is thousands of feet above eye level, and the sun just goes beyond it. Just goes beyond it. So here's a sun fade out that we were talking about. So again, drones up, the sun was going down, 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 and it just stops here. Notice that morph? Watch it. I'm going to show it again, I think.
Oh,
Let me go back. Where'd it go? Let me go back.
that is wild.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Blurry? Good to see you. Good to see you, Dirt Cuz.
When I look at these, it looks like the sun is sitting in God's hand. It just kind of it looks like a hand, but
Man,
that's
that
just
is
yeah.
that
And
is neat.
now everybody down here, sunset long time ago, and the
Yeah.
sky's dark. But I'm up at a couple thousand feet, and there it is, just going away, and it just disappears. I was accused of photoshopping this, so instead of I actually live streamed it. I live streamed two of them, and I was still accused of photoshopping it. Photoshop, refraction, gravity.
It's funny that they're saying Photoshop
Yeah, when
because they want to defend all the real Photoshop and CGI and fake stuff
yeah.
out there, but then
This was my
accuse
best
us.
one, the best one here. I literally watched the sun went down, 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 and it sat here for over 5 minutes. This is super sped up, and it just faded away. Now, look at this
Wow.
horizon, very fuzzy. This is a clear day, but this is not the Earth. This is the atmospheric. Well, the atmosphere becomes opaque over distance, but it got to the point where this is such a clear day that the sun just never went by an opaque thing. It just kind of faded into the thickness of the atmosphere.
We have another photographer, videographer in the chat, Dirt Cuz. He was actually working on getting flat Earth in the Guinness Book of World Records a second time. Um, but he just said the sun does not go over a curve. The sun vanishes in low atmosphere and heavy water vapor in
Yep.
4K.
Yep. Now you got to look this here, this again, fuzzy horizon, these clouds, you're looking through more and more and more clouds as you look in the distance. So we're going to have the sun just kind of fade in all of a sudden right here. I'll move my finger. There it is. Look, it's up here. And this is a
Whoa.
reflection on the water. But people just see that as coming up over the horizon.
Whoa.
You can
Okay,
tell the
so
horizon is right here. So
that's
yeah,
the top of the water where your finger's at?
the water
Right.
continues. It's just reflecting the sky because our angle of view here is the the where the sky meets the ground, not here.
Oh, okay. So I gotta say this. I gotta note this for everybody listening is when you see that boat floating, see they try to use that boat, the floating boat, as a Fata Morgana. They
Yeah,
try to say that it's light bending the boat up there, but the truth of the matter is it's actually the light making the water disappear at a certain level, making the reflection of the sky look like the water level's way lower than it really is. So the refraction that they try to use, it's actually backfiring on them, and it's you know that whole idea of, oh, we see too far. No, it's the light bending a city up like Chicago or whatever, or a boat bending the boat up. That's not what's happening at all, is it? It's just a reflection of the sky.
100%. It's when the water's calm, the sky is a vanilla sky mostly, that you'll see that close up. Far, far away, it'll always do it and reflect whatever the sky is, but you can't at that distance. You really can't see. You can't see anything. Here's what Cody was talking about. Um, where is my cursor? Oh, so we have this boat here. I have a line drawn in here. I don't want that line in there.
That's the horizon, probably.
Well, that is here it is. This is I got it in the wrong order. Um, that up. So this is a wind line. This isn't the horizon. This is a wind line. You know what a wind line is? It's where the water is ripply because of the wind. And this is just glassy water. And then if I draw in a horizon line, transfer. Oh, did I not show it without the line? I didn't transfer. I didn't. Here.
I don't think. I think the line's been there the whole
There you
time.
go. There you go. Here it is
There we go.
without it. All right. That, that transition. All right. And if we add the line in, so imagine the horizon's there.
Hmm.
And that's just how we see it.
Yeah. See, I actually thought for a while that it was an optical illusion of light bending the boat up, and I thought that was the actual horizon line where the water appears to be. Found out later that it's exactly
Yeah.
what you said with that drawn line. But that just helps our case out more with long distance observations like Chicago, or where they try to invoke Fata Morgana,
Right.
and is because there's no such thing. If Fata Morgana existed, then we could be driving on a road with a steady, curved surface. If a car was to go over that hill, if Fata Morgana existed, then there would be instances where the image of the car was brought up over the hill that it just drove
Yep.
beyond.
You know,
But that doesn't happen.
well, things get, and I saw on Angels Live today, the guy brought up a Glober brought up, what about looking through tank of sugar, and the best answer was we don't live in a tank of sugar. But he goes, the point was the laser beam went down. That hurts the globe,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And the thing is, I said, put a wall in that higher than the laser in the middle of the tank. Is the laser beam going to go up or down over that wall? No, it's going to be hidden behind the wall. Nothing refracts from out of view. Now, things in
Right.
view, they'll get squished down, they'll get squished, they'll get blurred, they'll get mirrored, they'll get miraged. But
Yeah.
nothing, if you're as Angel always says, if you're hiding behind a hill, I'm looking for you. Am I going to see you? No. Right. Here's my 4 slides. I got this. So I darkened the contrast a little bit. I add in the horizon, throw in a city. Now you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see, and you can even see the water, the ripples of the water around the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But all the newspapers, all the articles, everywhere, the science, oh, this is a Fata Morgana. They're explaining it. Newscasters are explaining it. Amazing, right?
So wild.
Look at these people. They couldn't care less that there's a floating ship up in the sky, right? A floating ship up in the sky. But if I crank up the levels, you can clearly see that it's just sitting on the water.
Yeah.
It's just how we see.
Right.
The horizon is well beyond it. Well beyond it.
Yeah. And that is wild that they invoke mirage and optical illusion because the whole idea of an optical illusion is it's got to be in your optical view. It's got to be in your line of sight in order to be distorted.
Yeah. Here, talk about the crisp horizon to Globy guy. That looks pretty crisp, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when we zoom in, though, we're zooming in, we're zooming in, we're zooming in. What is going on here? These are dolphins.
Wow.
Are they behind the Earth curve going, hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm behind the Earth curve. Right? That's what you have to believe to be a Glover. Right? So this is just reflecting. So you can see the water when they jump up. You can see that they're in the water. But
Yeah.
that line, that fuzzy line, Globy guy, is how we see the horizon. You can't see any at that distance. Everything becomes sharp. It becomes
Mhm.
our horizontal eye zone. But
Yeah.
these things are far beyond that line because we have foreshortening going on. They could be a mile beyond this line. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. And, a mixture with light attenuation, like light can only travel through so much atmosphere. And like that's what our vision is light reflecting off of things. So, we look out, we zoom as far as we can, and it's like that line right there. I bet you if it were nighttime and there were a lighthouse in the distance or a boat even approaching us with a super bright like spotlight, we'd probably start to see that light penetrating through
Yep.
that, and then it would come fully into view and the boat would come into view.
Enoch of TikTok, Nathan Thompson just did, was it 21 miles or something across some lake? He has a multi-million lumen flashlight. He put a Fresnel lens in front of it, and they could see it across where there should have been is a ridiculous amount of curvature. So,
Yeah.
so check this out. This is how perspective works, right? So from here, let's say I'm standing on the beach right below this picture to the edge of this glare. How far would you say that is?
Uh,
50 yards, maybe?
yeah.
It's not that far because there's actually a pier sticking over here, which is maybe 200 yards away, right? You can just kind of see the edge of it. So it's 50 yards. Now, from here to this horizon line, that's miles, miles. So as things go into the distance, they get compressed. We know about left, right comes into a point, bottom comes up, the top ramps down, but the back compresses forward.
Mm.
So from here to here, call that 100 yards, right? From here to here, that's another 100 yards. From here to here, that's another 100 yards. From there, you can't even see the line anymore. And it just keeps on going and going and going to the point where it's just lines on top of lines where you
Right.
can't even see it. And and so if we're looking at something sideways, let's say we have a ship here and we move them, let's say this is a mile. At a mile, the ship is this size. At another mile, it's that size. Another mile, it's that size. Another mile, it's that size. And then it just gets compressed into
Mm.
into like it gets smaller visually, but it doesn't get any farther away visually, right? And the same thing. So we got this. The ground does that. The sky does the same thing. It ramps down, and the same distance gets into a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller space. There you go.
Oh, we got a Truth Repeater, Steph. We got Aloha from Florida, and Let's
Heat.
Get Triggered, all in the chat right now.
A super crew in there. Awesome.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Josh Dopel's in there too. What's up, dude?
nice, nice. How many people you have watching?
We got 76 viewing right now, and then
You.
but 570 eyes are on us who
There we
haven't
are.
clicked into the app. Guys, click in. I mean, if you're just watching the screen, and you haven't clicked the screen to come into the chat,
That
go ahead and do that.
that helps the algorithm, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. All right, where else were we going with this? But on this towel. You know what? Let's let's switch over to optical illusions because that's a big thing.
Mm,
Because people
yeah.
look up at the lights in the sky and they're like, "Oh, those stars are trillions of miles away. That's a galaxy." Which is how far is a galaxy?
Oh man, I don't even know. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
trillions.
crazy amounts of distance, crazy amounts of difference. So let's go into optics. I wanted to go over that.
Yeah, well, one thing we kind of already mentioned this, so we can kind of jump on that one. But the Chicago skyline, that's a huge debated observation. It's one that I mean, brought me closer to uncovering things.
It's like Chicago. We can measure that. We can go across the lake. We can see the height. We can measure the curvature. We know how tall the buildings are. Those are all things that we can verify, right?
Hmm.
But let's pretend this is something in the sky. This door is something in the sky. How far away from here is this door?
Uh, 20 yards,
20
if
yards.
that.
All right. How about this door?
That's like 30 feet. Looks
Okay.
like.
So that door is farther than this door, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And this painting is closer than the second door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, watch what's really going on here. If you can't touch it and measure it, you don't know shit about it. All right. Right. So here it is. Watch.
What the heck? Is that a parking cone?
Watch. Bam. Now it switches back and I'll stop. Can you make this square here is closer than this square? Can you make it happen? Can
What
you
the heck?
can you now that you know that it's a trick, can you force it so you can see it? I can't.
It's-
Watch. I'll let it run again.
Oh, that hurts my eyes
Yeah.
trying,
Just
bro.
so yeah. So here. This is the front. This is the
It's a
closest door right here. Watch. That's the close door. Look, and now it's right here. It's not back here.
what the heck?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a parking cone that's painted like a hallway.
Well, it's not a
Is that what
parking
that is?
cone. It's shaped like a parking cone.
Yeah.
Sure. And
That
somebody knows how to deal with perspective. So when we're looking up at the sky, we don't know we don't know shit unless
no, we don't.
we don't know anything, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Uh,
Wow. See, when it started to turn, I thought you were going to do like a parallax, something on parallax.
oh.
It kind of is, I guess, but that's wild, man.
All right, let's do another one. These boxes are not moving away from each other. I'm going to keep my finger on the corner of the box. But one's not going up, the other one's not going down. They're not going diagonal. They're not spinning. My finger's on the corner the whole time. It's not rotating. It's not getting bigger and smaller. They're both exactly the same and not moving. Let's talk about Southern Star rotation now.
Whoa. So what are they doing?
They're
Is
just flashing.
and the arrows
Look,
are making our mind.
nothing is moving. Look at this little triangle here. It doesn't change. It's the same. It's not getting bigger and smaller. It's just, it's our minds trying to figure this crap out. And now that you know they're not moving, can you make them not move?
No, not without touching it or something. But
Right.
no, they just keep doing it. They keep moving.
How about this? Which table is thinner and longer, and which table is fatter and shorter?
Well, I'm gonna get tricked, but I'll say the obvious. The one on the left is, I
Okay.
mean,
So I just
thinner.
did what's called neurolinguistic programming. I said, if the sun does this, then that. If the sun does that, then this. And it's the final experiment, right? I just told you one of them's longer and one of them's taller, shorter. So you had two things to pick from that you chose as this is what it is. And let's figure out which one. No, it's all lies. All of it's lies. They're both exactly the same size. Okay. Same height, same size. Watch. I'll put a piece of paper down and that covers that one. And then watch. It's going to move it there. Same size. Now that I showed you the illusion, can you break it? No, you can't. So it's called a false binary, right? And in the neurolinguistic programming. So like TFE, they said this is the final experiment. Okay, that's the title. You store that as the final experiment in your head. And then if the sun does this, then that. If the sun does that, then this. So now you're fighting over which one means which when both of them don't apply.
Wow. See, that picture's messing with me because it, it looks it does not look the same. Even sitting over there, it looks like it's only going to fit maybe the bigger table, but
There's
then as soon as it's laid over top, it's the exact same.
It's the exact same. It's just how we see. Right? How far away is that nebula behind you, by the way? Do you know?
Trillions of light
It's
years.
trillions of light years. There you go. All right. So you've all seen the video of the girl driving down the street towards this big building, and as she gets closer, the building gets smaller. Have you seen that?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's a place in my hometown park where the same thing happens. So I'm on my one wheel here, and this is Stanford Hospital here. Okay, it looks pretty big, right? And so I'm going towards it, and what is going on? It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Look at it.
What in the world?
Wait, it's almost going to disappear. And you can, and by the way, with your naked eyes, it's worse. The camera doesn't even do it justice. Look how small it's getting.
Hold on. So,
I
what do they
it's our field of vision. It's like when we look at the moon on the horizon, it looks so big, and when it gets up higher, it gets tiny, but it's really the same size. It's the same thing. Look, where's the fucking hospital?
what the so is there any atmosphere like to do with
No,
this
this
too?
is
No?
how your brain works. You know, everyone, and I've told this people, and it sounds really gay, is when you see a giant moon on the horizon, it's giant,
Yeah.
giant moon. Turn around backwards, bend over, and look at the moon upside down through your legs, and it'll be
Oh
tiny.
yeah, yeah, I've heard
It'll
that.
be
I've heard
tiny.
that.
Take a
Hmm.
picture of the moon and look at the picture. It sucks. You ever take a picture? Wow, the moon. You take a picture and go, like, you can barely see the moon. It's tiny. What is our brain doing?
Yeah,
What is our brain doing?
it's wild.
Any comments
Yeah.
in the chat? In the chat about this?
Um, we got come on folks, help this ministry get pushed. Click. A lot of people are just really trying to boost this and share it out. Get some more people in. Cool, cool guys. Thank you. Um, I was gonna say, when it comes to optical illusions, I think the curve is something that people they believe so much that they think they see. Because I remember when I was younger, I thought I saw it from airplanes and stuff. But
Yeah.
once I became more educated and actually like kind of got my feet in reality, now it's nowhere. But I used to think I saw one from an airplane, and people think they still see it
Yeah.
just because their mind wants to see it because they believe it.
I'm going to come back to the illusions for a second, but I want to show you something on the curve. Hit the comments up for a minute while I find this.
All right. Somebody said 77 people in here share to 77 more. Uh, when you try to see something, you see it. More often than not, Josh Dopel says. That's true. Steph says those windows make us see the curve, I think. Yeah, definitely. Planes do have those thick, double pane curved windows as well. Hypocrisy said, did anyone here go down? Uh, well, they're going so fast now. Did anybody come up, go down curving water on a boat or ship? Came up on the curving water.
All right.
Um, okay.
All right. So I got that. So if you're here,
Mm-hmm.
when you look straight forward, let's say the horizon is just where you can see that line is right here. So at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the horizon is the same distance away from you, right? Makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. If I look forward, I'm not going to see any farther than when I look sideways or behind. If
Right.
assuming the atmosphere and the ground is the same. So here I am, and I look forward. I see X distance, 3 miles, 10 miles, 100 miles, whatever you want. Okay, you see that distance. And if I draw a line across it, that's a straight line. I don't see farther than the tip of this arrow, but a straight line is farther. I don't see that. It's beyond my horizontal view. There's the curvature that you see. No curved windows, no fisheye lens. We see in curves.
Yeah. Wow.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, and if the Earth were actually curved, it would almost be like a double negative in the sense of we would see even more curve exponentially because we see in a curve, and if the Earth is curved too, then it's almost going to be like we're seeing in a like ultra fisheye in long distances, basically,
If
like
you
double
walked
wide
down this
angle.
hallway and went around that corner, and I had the Hubble telescope in my hands, could I zoom in on you?
No,
Why not?
I'm out of sight,
Right.
out of sight, out of mind.
Turn the hallway sideways. There's the curvature of the Earth.
Mm,
If you were over there and you were shining a light on your face, right? Could I see it?
no,
And what if I cranked in some humidity and some cold air and I poured some water on the floor? Would I see you? No.
no,
No.
no.
That's
There's
it.
no atmosphere you could create to bring me into view from around
Now,
the corner.
if we added some steam and some fog in the room, it might get to the point where the fog becomes opaque here, and then I would see the horizon here.
Yeah, that
Right?
makes sense.
That works on a flat Earth and a globe. So,
Yep.
all right, back to let's finish up the optics. Uh, optics.
What's
Where
up, Kevin Barber? Good to see you, man.
um oh no, it was yeah, optics. That's where I was.
Peacekeeper says he believes the Hubble telescope is on a plane.
There is a Sophia telescope, and that's where some of the pictures come from. I think the Hubble telescope's in Photoshop, but
Yeah.
there are any of the real photographs do come from high flying aircraft. There's a great video. I forget the guy's name. He called the director of Hubble, and the director of Hubble admitted that he's never ever had direct access to the telescope.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. Who called?
yeah.
So one of our buddies called. Who was that that
It was
called?
the guy's name will come to me. Someone in the chat might scream it out. All right. So is this the sun or the moon rising or setting?
Oh, um,
Think neurolinguistic programming false
oh,
dichotomy.
yeah. It's a
It's
flashlight.
neither of those. It's
Yeah.
neither of those. It's none of those. But you see how easy it was to program you, even after I told you, right? Right? Because
Right.
that's how our minds work. But in reality, is it a round light? Is it a flashlight? Right? So if we watch as it gets closer, we'll see it's a friggin' train, and it's not even a circle. It's got blue lights,
R-
red lights, straight lights.
Wow. Yeah.
But in the
True.
distance, perspective brings it to that.
We had some guesses in the chat. One said street lamp.
Now, and you're all wrong. You're all
Yeah.
wrong. But you're all thinking ball because we see a ball.
Right.
Again, right. This,
Wow.
this one's going to bend your brain. You ready? You thought it bent your brain before. So this is a little model of a window. Now, is this a rectangle or is it a parabola? You can kind of tell it's a parabola, right? It's narrower here than it is here. but he's holding it in a perspective way where you can't really tell, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to show you that it's a parabola and he's going to spin it around. It's going to spin in a circle, but it looks like it's just going like this. It's actually spinning in a circle. See how it's spinning in a circle? It looks like it's going back and forth, but it's actually going all the way around. But you can't make it go all the way around because your mind won't bring this shorter side to you. Watch. It's not changing directions right now. It's literally just spinning around. Right.
Really?
And so, how can you prove that? We're going to stick a pen through the window so you can see that it's spinning. Ready? Your brain is going to break. So, I got a little piece of tape on the pen. We stick it through. And now he's going to twist the string again and it's going to spin around. Now, it's not going to do this. It's going to spin around. And you tell me if you can see that it's spinning around and watch what the pen does. This is going to freak you out. So he just spun it up. Now it's going to start spinning counterclockwise or clockwise.
What the heck? Looks like it's going, the pin's
It
going
looks like the pen
through
is
it.
going through it, but it's not. The pen is at a 90-degree angle to that window, and it is spinning clockwise. It is not going back and forth.
What?
Isn't that wild? I'll just back up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. The pen is just sitting in there and it's spinning. It's just spinning around. And I've stared at this thing so often where I almost can get it to go around and I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, can't.
Anybody in chat can do it?
Uh, Steph said, "Stop messing with me, Dave." Yeah, there's like that's wild.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
these
And so
uh
so again, when you're looking at something in the sky, we can guess, we can try to figure it out, we can make predictions, we can do the best we can, but I'm just showing you that we don't know where we are. So this is what I call this is how I think we see the sun. I think the sun is above the dome, the actual sun. And it's showing up in the dome. Hold on, let me show you. Dome. So you can see my ring light in the dome, but it's not really in the dome. It's over there. So that would be the source ring light, and this is the sun that we see in here. You see it?
mhm.
Right? So if that light was moving around, I would see that light moving around in here.
Right.
So I have a sheet cutting my room in half. I got a flashlight about 10 feet on the other side of the room. This is actually a square flashlight, and it looks kind of like a sun to me. Paige is
Yeah.
off to my left. And and I said, okay, where do you see the sun? Right? Right. So she's over there. I see the sun right there. She sees the sun there. If I drew a little X on the sheet, she sees the sun over there. I see it over here. She still sees it over here.
Oh
But we're
yeah.
looking at the same sun in two different positions.
Mhm.
So when a flat earther says, I think everyone has their own personal sun, that's what they're talking about.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So when we look at it on a flat earth, here's the dome. So at noon, the sun is directly above the person, and that person sees the sun. Well, this person sees the sun right there in the dome. That's the sky sheet, the our sky. I call it our sky sheet. This person sees the sun right there, and this person sees the sun right there, all at the same time. They don't see it like when the sun's over here, this person will see the sun there.
Right.
Yeah. Pretty weird.
Wow. That's true.
Um, this is cool, just shadow. This is actual real photograph. Someone at MIT made it. So what shape? Can you tell the shape of something by its shadow?
Now, is that a picture
That's a
or is that
photograph. That's a photograph.
an H when the light hits it from the top, an
Well, it's
M
not
from
an
the
H, it's
side?
an I. It's an
Oh,
MIT. MIT. So
oh,
if you
okay.
look at if you look at the M, you know, this is just we're only seeing the little square. So it's just like there's the little square of this long thing right there. So MIT, right? From this side,
Yeah,
everything's hidden behind this shadow. Pretty cool.
right. That is cool.
Um, where else was I? Whoops. What's going on in the chat?
Well, we got a troll that said, won't ask this grifter to give us a picture of the flat Earth from space,
So
which shows they have zero idea or any information on what the flat Earth is.
that's amazing. So here, let's just give them a picture from as high as we can get. That would be here 127,000 feet. Let's see you get any higher. That's it.
There you go.
There you go. There's a video, not just a picture. And you know what's interesting? 127,000 feet. The atmosphere is white. Unlike NASA, we get these Technicolor cartoons.
Yeah. See, that's so wild looking. It almost looks like it's all ice.
I think it's just because we're so far away, the atmosphere just becomes opaque. It looks this. There's not a worldwide cloud day,
Yeah.
right? I mean, some of this is clouds, but all the pictures as you go away, the colors get muted. The earth turns
Yeah.
to a white ball.
Yeah. Not a blue marble.
Yeah. Um, Skunk Bay, optical illusion, right? You got buildings. This is a time lapse over a day. Look at the buildings, look at the mountain height changing, right? The buildings come look, where are the friggin' buildings? Oh, there they are. Right. So this is refraction, but the buildings on the other side of that mountain aren't popping up over the mountain because we can't see them. Just the light we see refracts, compresses, mirages.
Right. Now, the water line does appear to rise and lower, but the horizon, the actual horizon has stayed.
Well, there is no horizon. The horizon moves up and down, and because we have land in between here and mountains behind, it's hard to really say where the horizon is. So
Yeah.
so we're
Oh,
seeing
I thought that top line, the top
the
dotted
top line is
line
just
was.
showing this mountain in the distance, showing how it's going up and down.
Oh, okay, okay. I see
That's
what you
all.
mean.
That's not the real horizon. This is just showing you how much things are moving. And then here's the thing:
Yeah.
you don't experience this in life. You go out there, you see it for just that.
Mhm.
You see it like ready. You see it like that. Whoops, not what I wanted. How come that didn't work? Um, freeze. Why isn't it freezing? Oh, that's because I'm on the wrong one. Um, when you
Because
go
this is a
out,
time lapse. Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
so you go out, you'll see it like that, or maybe you'll see it like that,
Hmm.
and you're not even that zoomed in. You're gonna look at it. Oh yeah, look, I see the building, and look, oh, like then a Glover will come by and go, look, you can't see the buildings. They're behind the curve, right? They're behind the curve because the Earth expands and goes up and down all day long, right? And they'll claim that this proves the Earth is a globe.
Mm. And you know what gets me is like we try to go out on clear days. Every flat earther that I know that has went out to do observations, to get a long distance observation, they're always looking for, waiting for, and going to the location on clear days because they know that, hey, I don't want the atmosphere to interact with this. I want this to be a genuine clear day so I can get my shot. But a Glober, I'd almost see them doing a time lapse like that just to wait to try to find that moment that makes it look like it conforms to their ball. And then
Let's just
the
take a
dis
picture.
yeah,
That's the picture that they take. All right,
right.
test question. How big is the share? Does it fit a child, an adult, or a giant? So now you're looking at it.
Looks like
Well, look at these tiles. They're how no, these are a foot wide.
right.
What if they're a yard wide? Right. So how tall is the chair? Think neuro linguistic programming.
All right. So I'll make a guess. It's either, so I guess it's not a normal chair. So it's either a little scale model or it's a big giant chair.
Well, I kind of got you with my programming because I had you questioning the size of the chair when in fact it's flat. It's just a shadow. Okay. As we come
What?
around here, just watch. We're coming around. We're coming around. Coming around. It's a painting on the floor.
Oh, it's a painting?
It's a painting on the floor. Okay.
Oh,
Right.
dang.
But see how easy it is to program? You can tell people
Yeah.
programming them and you can do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, somebody, they must have had to set up an actual chair and like keep going back
You know
and
what?
forth.
You seen those street artists that draw like the hole in the sidewalk and
Yeah.
they're trying to climb out and you can only see it. I don't know how they do it. They're on the spectrum. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah. It's a whole different type of
Yeah.
talented to be able to do that.
Yeah. All right, so this is an old one that Globies used to use. They're going, look, this actually proves you could see that the horizon is dropping below the water level. Well, what did we learn about the horizon in the distance? You can't see it. It's just miraging, right?
Yeah.
This line is not the horizon. The horizon's way out there. Now you can use a water level to help you understand where the horizon is. So right here, the water level, they're connected with a tube. You got two test tubes. And if you line your eye up with the top of the water, that's where the horizon is. Go out to the beach, take your water bottle, hold it, and look right across the water bottle. And that's where the horizon is. It lines up with the actual horizon, but you might see the horizon way below that. And that's because you can't see the horizon. Get it?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when who was it that did this? Was that, what's his name? Not Planet Peterson, but the other guy that made this experiment. This wasn't that long ago.
It's
This was like,
a year or two or three ago.
yeah,
It's the anti-flat earthers.
right.
And then this guy filmed the stars like this, and like, this is proof of Earth curving. This is what you have to believe if you think you live on a ball, that this lake is turning, right? All he did was put his camera with his rotating axis and says, hold that star in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the sky's moving and it's just holding this. So the camera's, it's just a camera trick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, I tell people, I'm like, wait a minute. So if you are thinking that this camera is tracking the spin of the Earth, then you're saying that the axial point, the pivot point is at the surface of the Earth. So it'd be like a hula hoop going around your finger. Like the Earth would be like spinning like that around in circles, like around the camera. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. And for people to look at this and think that that's proof of anything, it just blows my mind because it would be literally like the Earth was doing this
All right.
around that camera's point.
So are these dots smaller than these dots?
Wait,
Are the
which
gray
ones?
dots here smaller than the gray dots here?
Yeah, obviously.
All right. You didn't have to
You
think about
can't
it for a second.
no, you can't tell me they're the same because they
All
can't
right, how
be.
about the orange one?
The orange one's the same.
Is it? You sure this one's not smaller?
I mean, it looks like it could be, but I mean,
I'm,
we're talking optical
I'm not
illusions,
even sure.
right?
I don't even have the answer to that one. But I figured I'd see if I could get you to hesitate on that. But you didn't for a second, so you passed with flying colors. I would have lost tiny bit of respect if you didn't get. Um, there's
Oh, that's one of the ones that they go find the right condition to make it look
yeah.
like a globe and take a
So
snapshot.
so if this was a bike path next to this thing, and let's say the bike path went all the way around the Earth, I think I could do it in probably 25 minutes, all the way around the Earth, right? At that
Yeah.
curvature rate,
Right.
25 minutes. And again, what's going on here? This is just look what's going on with this railing. This is a straight railing. This was
Yeah.
done by Phuket Word.
I
Awesome.
love I love this footage because it
Yeah.
is definitely a huge win, especially when boats disappear over the horizon.
Yeah, there's that miraging. Things can go into a mirage, right?
Doesn't that video have a bike rider
Yeah,
disappearing into
I have that. I have that in my sunset section.
over the curve?
Yeah. Look at this. This was in Beijing on New Year's. This is a hologram.
What?
This is all just a light show. That was on New Year's Eve in Beijing. This is just in the sky, a light show.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like live people are
Five
seeing that
people, New Year's Eve. This is what they saw in the sky.
this year?
2020. 5 years
What?
ago.
Oh man.
Imagine what else they have.
I didn't think honestly, I didn't think holograms were that far along. I've got
I
to
don't even
cover
know
this.
if is a hologram the right word. It's is it Project Bluebeam? You know,
I don't know.
just mentioning TFE again, the failed experiment. Marty Leeds and I, listen, gun to our head, like, hey, guess the right answer on what happened. We both still think they faked the sun there. If you believe in Project Bluebeam and don't think that they could fake a sun in Antarctica, then you're contradicting yourself.
Yeah, you mentioned the I mean, what I would think if they faked the sun, I would think that it would be a DEW because direct energy on a certain point
Absolutely, it's a high
would
tech.
cause
Yeah, high tech. But here's the thing: whether they faked it, whether there was a real sun. If I hope everybody's watched Scam Arctica 3 that just came out yesterday or the day before. It is fantastic. It's 3.5 hours, so buckle in. And it is the death blow to the globe. It's going to be on my channel on Friday, but you can find it. It's on the app. If you go to the frequently asked questions section and go to the Antarctica section, it's the top video there. Watch it. It is a death blow to the globe. Death blow. And somebody gets a bitch slapping like he deserved for 40 minutes in that film. But we won't even talk about that.
what is it? It's
It's called
called
Scam. Let me show you. All right. So hold on. We're here in Beijing. I got to remember where we are. Go back.
we do have a question for you, Dave.
Yeah.
Couple actually.
Yeah. That's it.
Um, so one is ask Dave about dark stars. So, what do you think about dark stars? Do you think
I love Pink
that
Floyd.
do you think dark stars could be the reason for eclipses possibly?
I could speculate on that. I'd love to talk about that. We're going to do another show just on eclipses. I have so many slides on eclipses. We'll do the whole thing. But in the frequently asked question section, which is the question mark button, you hit it and you go to the Antarctica 24-hour sun. If I click that,
We broke 100 viewers. We're
beautiful.
105
And
in the chat.
Scam Tarctica 3. Game changer.
Scamtarctica.
Scamtarctica 3. It's on the Space Busters channel. Just go on YouTube, the Space Busters, or if you forget, it's always here for your convenience that you can share with other people, share them the whole list.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's a game changer. So, all right, back to optics. Question in the chat. That was just about dark stars. That was it.
They've went by so quick now. Um, But yeah, overall 1,200 viewers. 111 are in the actual chat. Hey, all you other guys who are just hovering over,
Just come in the chat. Don't say
click
anything.
in.
Hey, I'll
Click
teach you
in.
a trick on that a lot of people don't know on TikTok. Um, if you enter, so you're in the chat, you can then minimize the chat. It'll turn off your phone. Turn your phone off. I mean, just let your screen go dark, and then tap your phone again, and you can hit play button, and then you'll be able to hear it live and be able to cruise other apps, check your email, and everything else, and still be able to listen. Did you know that?
Oh, cool. No, I didn't know that.
Only works on live. So if you're listening to a live, if you're in the live, not on it, in it, um, change screen so it goes off, then turn off your screen just by clicking the side button, and then tap it again and hit the play button, and the live will come back on. It'll play, and you can check out all your you can multitask. That's what we do. We're multitask.
Yeah.
All right. So where else are we? All right, we showed you that the dog, the sun dogs, a simple optical illusion.
Dave, Kevin Barber says hi.
What's up, Kevin? All of these plates are flipped upside down except one. And then once you see that, they'll all be right side up. Can you do it?
All of these plates are flipped upside
Upside
down,
down. Right.
except one.
Oh, there
Once you see
it does
it,
happen to
they'll
me.
all be
I think
there.
I think I think over here is what did it for me. I looked at these and now they're all right side up,
They
clear.
all look upside, or they all look right side up to me anyway from the
Oh,
start.
oh really? They're
Look,
up, they're back upside down again for me.
hold on. I
Look,
can't get them to go upside down.
so don't look at this part. We'll block it. How do I do it? Don't look over here.
Oh,
Can't
that's hard. That's
don't
hard.
look.
I can't.
So look at the big plates in the middle. Are they upside down?
No, I can't get them to be upside
That's
down.
because you're a TikToker.
Uh,
All right.
hold on. Let me try one more time. Upside down. Okay, I'm under it, looking up. No, I can't. I can't. They're all right side up to me.
All right. How about this? All of these lines are
Oh,
straight.
I've done a video on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. All those lines are straight.
Yep. This one's weird because you try
Yeah.
to find it and you're like, oh, there it is. Wait, yeah, there's no curved lines,
Yeah.
none. Oh, that's a good
Years
video.
ago, skiing early in the morning, I've seen this before I was a flat earther. I looked at it for 2 seconds and I skied down the mountain because I just wanted to get back down to the lift before the line started and get back up and get. I didn't even pay any attention to it. I saw it, this exact same thing. I didn't care because I just
Didn't think twice
I
about
went
it.
out, didn't think twice. Didn't think twice. Um, so this is one in Florida, I believe. Aloha probably has seen this, where people say, "Look, the building is hidden behind the curvature."
Mm.
Now, this viewer is just a few feet off the ground. We have waves out here creating a false horizon, but if you also look, there's atmospheric compression. All of these
Hmm.
balconies are the same height, but this one's
Right.
thinner, 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 thinner. That's not
Squashed.
curvature. That's optical.
It's yep, compression.
It's compression.
Squashed.
So remember, as we looked out and that dolphin scene, you lose information. The farther out you go, the more it's compressed. You're losing information here. You're losing all the information. It's hard to wrap. It's just like the plates. It's hard to wrap your mind around how you can lose all that information in there.
Right.
Oh yeah, this was at a live meetup, a meetup or conference. This star is behind him. You see that star? In reality, it looked like it was a physical star just floating there. He's holding a parabolic dish up,
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? And the star is behind him.
And he feels like he can reach out and grab it.
You literally look like you can grab it. The video doesn't do it justice. Doesn't do
Right.
it justice. It looks like it's in 3D.
Mm.
And then this is another thing. I just tried this for the first time live, and somebody filmed it. He's got this dome here, and I'm just moving my clock light, my flashlight on my phone, above it, and you see this. This is literally floating in the middle. It's not on it, and it looks exactly like a sun.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just me bringing my light around. In reality, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Wow.
So, people say if the moon was flat, somebody over there would see it looking, oblong, right? And I agree. If
Yeah.
you had a flat disc and we're looking at it from different angles, you see it, you understand that it's a circle, but you would see it as an oval, right? Unless the optics of the sky do something like this. So here's a guy in a curved swimming pool. It looks like he's facing us, but he's
What in
really
the
facing
world?
straight forward. It looks like he's facing us. He's
Looks
not
like
where
his
it is.
head's ripped off.
Yeah. So what? I'm going to come around, and he's not turning his body, but his body's still facing us. This is the face of the moon.
Oh my gosh, that's wild, dude. That is crazy.
The optics of a look, he's facing that way.
Is
Not
that sugar
way.
water, Dave?
No, it's just regular water. We don't live in sugar water, dude.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm waiting to find a pool like that.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone was throwing this around. This is just this was several years ago. This jet fighter doing amazing stuff, right? Pretty cool. This was like 5 years ago, maybe even longer.
Is that remote control or is that like
Is it remote control?
somebody in there?
Is somebody in there? Which one? Is it remote control or somebody's in there? Think neurolinguistic programming and a false dichotomy.
Is it neither?
It's AI.
Oh, that's AI.
It's AI before we even heard about AI.
Really?
This was like 5 or 10 years ago. Okay.
Really?
And with the sound, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And
the people cheering, the sound. I had no idea that it was AI. It's all AI.
It's all AI. Like it's the image is AI generated, like
the whole
video is
friggin' thing is AI generated. Maybe it's really maybe somebody did film the field and moved the camera around and they added it, or maybe AI is the whole thing. Doesn't matter. The smoke, the plane, the sound, it's AI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't look like AI to me. And so speaking of, you know how they keep pushing back the Artemis 2 and 3
They pushed it back again? Are you kidding me? I thought we were going and we were going to be out of something to talk about because they're going to go to the moon.
No, they keep pushing it back. It's like 2027 now. 2026 or 27. But
that's just a year or two away. Then we're done. We're finished. Once they go to the moon and they live stream it, we're finished, right, Cody?
But you already know what they're gonna. It's AI, man. I think they're gonna just do a whole AI presentation.
That's possible, man. At this point, it's possible. Remember the tour with the girl that looks like Medusa with the hair on the space station? She did like the 30-minute for the space station.
Yeah. Yeah.
AI, man. I think what they did is they had her in one of those pivoting harnesses that can spin in all the directions, right? And then they fade that out. And she's literally in a studio and she can pull herself, instead of pulling herself through the space station, she's pulling the space station through her. So she's not moving, the space station's moving. But when she has to go like around a corner or somewhere else, they just do another scene. They make all of these scenes and they feed it to AI and say, make the transitions seamless.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Easy. So,
wow. Yeah.
Which way are those arrows pointing? Are they pointing left or are they pointing right?
They're pointing down.
No, they're pointing left, moron. Okay. All right. It depends on which way you're facing. But as we put the glass in front of it, they look shorter. And
Yeah.
we pour water into the glass. And
And
remember,
they
the sky is most likely water. We pour it,
and
they change directions.
get out of here, dude.
You can do it yourself.
No.
You can do it yourself.
What?
You can do it
This
yourself. Do it at home. Do it.
this really works.
2 seconds. It works every time.
No
And look, and
way.
look when it moves in a different direction.
Now that's crazy.
No, it's not. The optics of the sky are no way to prove the alleged motion of the Earth.
Or the stars.
Yes,
The rotation of the stars.
right. This is you got your own personal dome, and wherever this
Yo.
point is, this is where your sun, this is where you see the sun. Remember, I showed the dome. So this is where each person sees the sun. So it's nighttime here, it's late afternoon here, right? It's
Yeah.
noon here, it's noon here. We're heading east. It's noon here, it's noon here, right? It's early in the morning here, like 9 a.m. Sun's down low. That's how we see the sun.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So, Dave, I'm hung up on that water thing because water's above. If there's waters above and there's a domed surface above us, and if the celestial bodies, the lights are on the other side of that, and there's water between,
And they're
then that
moving, or the dome's moving, or we can talk about it all day, but until you and I can go up there and put our hands on it, we don't know. Like,
we
you
don't.
know, I have a theory about TFE. They faked the friggin' sun, and they were all faked. Maybe, and I feel that maybe even Duffy was faked, but I think that there's one goon that might have been ahead of the whole thing. But that's just my theory. Other people say that those guys were all in on it. They were in on it for 10 years. That's another theory, right? They faked the sky. Other people say other things. It's all theories. Nobody knows the truth, but we're trying
No.
to figure it out. And all of us that are calling it bullshit are on the same team. All of this infighting, we couldn't have given the Globers a better gift. Okay. So everyone get over it. Get over it, dude.
Right. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
What's this one?
So like I'm I'm thinking with water involved, man, like I want to do some experiments now. Like I want to try to fill some water up on a top bowl underneath, put some lights above, see what happens when it turns, and I don't know. Can you think of an experiment to do with that we could shield off some curved like
Did you see my video? If I go to Antarctica in a 24-hour sun and I click the second video, let's get that in there. Hold on. Turn. There we go. So I've got this little circular tank. I got my phone light here, and I saw two lights in there. I saw two lights. And as I circled it around, this guy has a sun circling around him, and so does this guy, but in the opposite direction.
mm,
Kind of like
yeah,
Joe
that's
B's model a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Reminds me of
know.
that.
I don't know. To be honest, I think that what happened in down there is a combination of Joe Hanvey's model being partially right and them enhancing it with optics, with technology.
Yeah, I mean, like when I look at the whole thing, the sky being uniformly blue
I
in
could steel man that. I
306.
could steel man that, but I agree. I don't like that it's uniformly blue. I don't. Here's the biggest thing. There's like 360 days of overcast in at that place.
Yeah,
And Duffy
yeah,
guaranteed that it would be blue sky, not even hazy. And the day they got
yeah.
there, it got 9/11 blue, I call it. And 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 the people that left said they hadn't seen the sun in 3 months. But the day they got there, God is really kind to Duffy. He really delivered the perfect day because he spent all that money.
Yeah, and they scheduled it months I mean, a year even
months or eight
maybe.
months in advance, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Duffy, I again, there's a picture going around of me and Duffy saying that I am in on it. I'm in on it. I'm working with Duffy. This is what friggin' Banjo is putting out there, right? So I went to the debate with Greg Locke and Pastor Dean Odell
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Tennessee. Were you there? And
No, I wasn't there, but
Nathan
I know
Thompson was
you
there.
went. I
Yeah,
watched it though.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people coming up. Hey, Dave, good to meet you. I'm meeting everybody. My head's spinning. The only thing that's spinning, not the earth. And this guy comes up to me at this. We're having like a little after party in the hotel lobby, getting some food, having some drinks. And the guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey, Dave, big fan." Shakes my hand. Got the creepiest feeling. I was like, "Whoa!" Right? And he goes, "Can I get a selfie?" I'm like, "Sure." What's your name? He's like, "Oh, I'm Will." I was like, "Do you have a channel? Do I know you?" He goes, "Nope, but you will soon." And he takes this picture and he's going like this, right? And I couldn't wait to get away from the guy. And then he walked away. That's the only time I've ever spoken to him. But people are using that photo to say that I have been working with him for years. How stupid are some people?
Bro, yeah, a video just came out about me. Thank God I said, "Hey man, this is so disingenuous and it's misrepresenting me. You know that, these things aren't true that you're trying to insinuate." And it's sad to see flat earthers doing what anti-flat earthers have done since,
Yeah.
we've been at battle, but it's taking footage and pictures stuff, doctoring it against what they know to be true and trying to paint a narrative and paint a picture negatively on other creators. Like that to me that's disgusting behavior is what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't say that about things unless it absolutely disgusts me. But when you either don't know for sure or you actually know it's not true, then don't make content because you want clicks at another content creator or flat earther's expense.
It's
That's
it
insanity to me.
yeah, it's insane. But here's the thing. I think there's a handful of paid agents out there. Handful. I'm not even going to name them. I think the rest we're fighting against principalities and spirits, right? We're not
Mhm.
fighting against moral flesh and blood. And I think that people that are spiritually disconnected um, are easily influenced. And I've read this before. It is Epiphanies. Do I say that right? I can't even say it right. 6:12.
Ephesians.
Ephesians, thank you. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. So just apply that to all of the people that you're calling shills. Maybe they're
Right.
just spiritually compromised and they're not even them that you're talking to. That's it. By the way, that's just my theory. It's just a theory. I'm
Yeah.
not making any claims.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is more spiritual than what people that's a great point, Dave, because I've thought the same thing. I thought to myself, maybe some of these guys are carrying around a dark spirit. Maybe some of these guys have been compromised spiritually and
Uh,
now all of a
there's no
sudden they're
men
an
in
agent
black
or
knocking
they're
at their
this.
door. There's no one
Yeah.
who deals, no contracts, right?
Yeah.
It's just spiritual. Even people like Banjo, who does great work, I think that
Yeah.
he's spiritually lost a little bit because he's, following people like RV Truth or whatever, and and who's just a shit stirrer. They're just stirring up shit. I'm a Freemason because I sat on a ladder backwards, right? At the meetup in Denver, we had a party at Chris Pontius, the guy that makes all those cool flat earth models, at his warehouse, and he had no freaking chairs. And I'm exhausted from standing all day and talking. And he had a ladder going up to his roof because he was showing off his solar system. So I sat on the ladder. Guess what? That's a sign that you're a Freemason because you sit on a ladder
Oh.
backwards.
Yeah, somebody in the chat earlier has already called you and I both Masons. So,
I don't.
but
Here's the thing. I don't even know what a Mason does. Like I know nothing about it because I'm not interested. I don't care about them. I don't care.
yeah,
Are Masons allowed to have tattoos? Because that would rule you out.
I don't know. Well, I think there are tattooed up guys
All right,
who
maybe.
do Mason lives, but I don't know if they're actual Masons or they're
I,
just trying to get clicks. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Again, I've learned to the people that make outrageous claims, I try to ignore them and not pay any attention to them and rise above. That's it.
Well, here's the thing, I know that I'm not an agent because I'm me.
How do
And
you know, man? You could be spiritually compromised and not know. Not know. You might be under
I,
mind control.
I live my life. So I've had a couple people come at me accusing me of it. So, and I've seen people accuse you. I've seen people accuse my buddy Raul, just people I'm close to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I know they're not compromised. So whenever I watch people go attack them and stuff and then attack me, I'm like,
You
this
already
is
know that
just
they're wrong. You already know
yeah,
they're
I'm
wrong
like,
there.
this is how bad this is.
Yeah.
It's like they're going at me. They're so sure in their mind that I'm this
By the way, if you
compromised
were an
agent.
agent, you would be saying this exact same thing.
Oh, but you know what I mean? So it kills me because I watch people who this is my and I've been kind of not really streaming much anymore. I haven't been making as many videos because I dedicated my life to this and you've dedicated your life to this. So then when stuff starts going around that you're this, agent and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
it's crazy.
it it hurts. It hurts that person that you're accusing, and people do it with zero real evidence at
I
all.
A quick thing, and I got to wrap it up because I got somebody coming over that's going to be using my Tesla coil. The star button right here um, gives you all of these featured content creators. There's some people that I mean to get on here that I haven't got on here, but I've told people like there's a lot of people, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't have TikTok. Okay, and I'm like, download TikTok, go here, click every one of these, and subscribe. Just open them, subscribe, close it. Open it,
Oh,
subscribe, close it, and go down. And of course, you're right here.
you got a couple of my friends on there, new people. Up top there,
Up
free
top, yeah,
speech, Rip
yeah,
Globe,
yeah.
Aloha from Florida. Sweet man.
Rip Globe is the best,
Yeah, man, he's awesome.
and so I tell them do that. I go then open up TikTok, and your feed will be amazing. And make sure you like every video that you watch that you like. And they're like, TikTok is the best. Like, there's so
Oh yeah.
many anti TikTokers out there. You know what's funny? TikTokers hate YouTube, and YouTubers hate TikTok. It's so stupid.
I like them both.
Okay, well that's good. You've evolved. Evolved. One of my favorites is K Podge.
Yeah, she
I
is
like her so
amazing.
much. I have her in the featured video section, and I have her in the biblical section.
Yeah. You
That's
know
how
that
much I like her.
she was the only person who supported me on Patreon. When I made a Patreon and put the stuff out there, she was the only one who
Wow.
started supporting me on Patreon. Super
Wow,
cool.
wow, wow. All right. And anyone that doesn't know, flatearthdave.com. This is my app. It's $3. It gives you everything except some of the higher features, which include the matchmaker. Let me just show people real quick the matchmaker. So if I go to the matchmaker, I have myself set to 0 1-year-old, so that way I won't show up in anyone's thing. I'm a male. I'm interested in females between this age group. I said within 150 miles. I hit search, and literally there's 21 people that are on here right now. Let it just load a second. Come on. A little slow here on the load,
Oh,
but
Dave.
there we go. What?
I've actually got to go real quick.
All right, I gotta go too. So you're gonna shut down the live or?
The Flat Earth Clock app has a new feature that will be a game changer. Flat Earth proof flashcards are here. Over 200 proofs destroying the globe. Swipe to go to the next card or click the shuffle icon to go to a random card. If you see an info icon on the top, click it to get more information on that specific flat Earth proof. Click the back button to go back to a previous card at any time. The more info icon could be a website, a playlist, a book, or a video. Use the share icon to share cards with others via text, email, airdrop, or any other sharing modality. Update your Flat Earth Clock app today and start increasing your flat Earth knowledge and sharing it with others.